It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Woo! It's the end of the world, everybody. Welcome to Anoa's End of the World party. This is the end or apocalypse now, however you wanna call it. Because let Hillary Clinton tell it, she's the only thing that can save us from the coming apocalypse. So just brace yourself because the end of the world is here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of The Way with Anoa. It is October 11th, 2016. We are exactly four Tuesdays from the 2016 general election. Are you excited? Can you feel it? Just to note, if you are on the optimistic side and you want to be a part of that, last ditch effort to save humanity, there is a Green Party town hall. I believe it is happening on C-SPAN at 9. Stay tuned to the channel because Ben will be streaming and then we'll have extended coverage afterwards. So if you're the optimistic types out there, you're that last team of astronauts ready to go, make sure that big asteroid doesn't hit the planet Earth. Stay tuned. Check out what's going on with the Green Party afterwards. Or if you're terrified and you think that you got to go hunker down in the bunker, one of the 2 million who gets selected, talking about Deep Impact. Have you ever seen Deep Impact? It's a good movie. I really think we should talk about our favorite, forget the show. We're just going to talk about our favorite apocalyptic movies and experiences, right? No, I'm just joking. But in Deep Impact, they pick 2 million people by lottery or whatever, those important people, and they put them in some cavern is the plan. Right, it's part of the plan. Everybody else, you're on your own because the federal government only planned for this small group of people, and most of them are artists, military folks, and the government. So why am I talking about the end of the world? Well, kind of wasn't what I was going to talk about this night. There's always some great news, and I love lifting up the work of local activists and other people and issues that's going on, but so much crap has just been dropped in our laps in the last, several days since the last time I spoke with you here at The Way. If you did not get a chance to check out the presidential debate Sunday night, definitely, or if you did and you want to hear a different viewpoint than what you've heard so far, check out my podcast, my latest podcast with Dr. Trisha Calendar of Spanner Strategies. We chopped it up, and that will be up this evening along with this show on the website. So definitely that'll drop as well. So definitely check that out. So we've had several different dumps from Jean Podesta's emails. We've had the Trump nonsense, right? And apparently there is an article in the New York Times Magazine where I quote Hillary Clinton, because that's what the author of the article does. She states, and of course this is tongue in cheek, he's making humor light of the situation. But when you look at what is happening with the Democratic Party, what is coming out of the party, ever since it's been building up, right? And we're almost at the climax of all of this with this notion that Donald Trump is not just a catastrophe. He's not just an idiot. He's not just a buffoon. He really is, the second coming of, the anti whatever you believe in, whatever it is, or the first coming, whatever you believe in. He's going to bring all humanity and all civilization to an end. That is really how they act. Now, never mind that this is the crap show of their own creation, right? I had a great opportunity to talk with Brian Becker of Loud and Clear, along with his producer, Walter Spoloric. Walter, forgive me if I mispronounced your last name. But we were talking about whose fault is at this point we're at right now, right? Because politically, this is a crap fest. I mean, in the last 72 hours, we have had major actors within the Republican National Committee, within the Republican Party, pulling their support from the nominee. When has that happened? On the eve of election, when have we seen, the party, sucked it up and got behind him? He's been a crap show since he ran. He was a crap show when he ran the first time, but he was a joke. You know, he regrouped, got some advice from his buddy, for his golf buddy Bill, his bestie. You know, we're gonna get into that too. You know, they love to ham it up and talk crap about women together. Apparently, Ben. I'm on a roll here, and it's just all coming out. But Bill, Trump, DT, it don't get nobody off the hook. You can't throw nobody else under the bus to save you, bro. Like, nah. Like Bill's in another category of himself, and that does need to be talked about. We're gonna get into all of this tonight because I'm tired. I'm so sick and tired. And you know what? The only thing that stands between us and ruin is us. Let's just be all real. It is us. It is those of us who are willing to call BS out on all fronts. It is those of us who are willing to be active, engaged, and involved and organizing for a better tomorrow. And that's what we got to keep doing no matter what. Who watches The Walking Dead? Anybody watching Walking Dead? I mean, because that is the end of the world. Like that is awful. I mean, how many situations you got to be in where all certainty of death and the end of civilization, of everything as you know it, and yet they keep going. They find their bit of humanity where they can, and they try to build whatever piece of themselves. So no, I'm not saying this is a zombie apocalypse and I got to rip somebody's throat out because somebody might try to rape my son. I mean, if you leave kids around Donald Trump, you never know what might happen. I mean, you know, Bill Clinton rode the Lolita Express too, so you never know. You might have to keep kids away from all of them. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your husbands. I mean, who knows? Hide your boy children, hide your girl children. You know, you never know what might happen. But being real serious, though, we are being fed. We're being fed something that is creating a massive panic and hysteria. You know, it's feeding into our collective anxiety of what we need to do next in this country, right? Like, and this happens every election cycle. Like, oh my God, the fate of the world is in our hands. We have to go vote. And fear can be a useful tool for doing things. However, in this instance, what we have happening right now, we have a Democratic Party that was so heavy-handed in trying to manipulate a particular outcome. Now, I'm not the conspiracy theorist type, right? But the more and more we have these leaks coming out, and the more and more we see the things that people speculated and just could not definitively be proven, I hear y'all CNN, you don't actually feed people questions except for when you do. You know, Donna, you got emails from both campaigns, but did you pass information to both campaigns? Let's just keep it over. I mean, you know, the lack of this is the type of things that feeds into the mistrust that people have for Hillary Clinton, but also what people have for the DNC as a whole, right? Because instead of admitting, and let's be real, Hillary Clinton admitted them emails was real. How do I know she admitted them emails were real? Because when she got asked a question about an alleged email, right? An email that allegedly said she said blah, 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 Lincoln. She goes, oh, yeah. I was talking about Abraham Lincoln and blah, 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 and this and that. If it was a fake email, how the hell is she going to remember talking about it? Like, let's just be real here. Her campaign spent all day, oh, it's fake, or oh, we can't figure out what's fake, and da-da-da-da-da, and they plant stories. How do we know you plant stories? Because we got the emails to prove y'all plant stories. We got the emails to prove that y'all been colluding all the way up and down the pipeline since the beginning of the primary. Since the primary, even before it officially began. Y'all was colluded and doing this, that, and the other to make sure that you had the deck stacked right. But here's the problem. When you so damn heavy-handed, when you work in such a fashion to dictate a particular outcome without any cause of concern for what the long-term consequences are of your actions, you have the situation we have now. Possible low turnout, a base that don't want nothing to do with you, and a craptastic opponent on the other side. It is great that all these Republicans, these generals, these people from the Bush administration want to support Hillary Clinton. You know, we even got Glenn Beck on our team. Oh, yeah, it's National Coming Out Day. I didn't tell y'all, did y'all? I'm coming out. It's National Coming Out today. I'm coming out as a Hillary supporter. I can't even keep a straight face with that one. Like, I can't even keep a straight face. Like, I had you, didn't I? I'm in a great mood tonight. And my daughter was like, you were hysterical. Like, you're giddy. Like your anxiety is so bad. And I have no qualms talking about this. Like, I do have anxiety. I've been going to counseling all since the summer. I do have anxiety. I have frustration tolerance. Yeah, I have issues in situations that I cannot absolutely control. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, a lot of us do in the world today. And I think that politicians rely on that. They rely on being able to, you know, people worry about where their next paycheck is going to come from. People worry about different things that go on in their lives, and they play to that and try to manipulate you to vote a certain way. You know, now we have, if you're a Black voter, or even with Latino voters, you may experience this as well. I'm not sure. But, you know, I'm not going to try and speak for nobody. But I can say as a Black voter, you know, they will trot out John Lewis with the quickness to tell us about how he got his head beat in. He suffered for us to vote. My G, my family's from up north. We not from the South. So, in my immediate family, either way, and this might be a tad on the ignorant side to say, but please stop acting like that. Every Black person in America could not vote until 1965 when the Voting Rights Act was passed. Please. My grandma voted plenty in New York City. I'm just saying. So did my granddad. My mom and my daddy voted back in the day. Well, actually, no, they were kind of radical and didn't believe in the system. So, not really. My mom's always been a Green Party voter when she did vote, though. But seriously, my grandparents voted. I mean, they're about to say they're contemporaries of John Lewis, but they weren't living in the Deep South. And that is something else that we do not talk about. I'm going to touch on that too. I'm going to touch on a lot of stuff. So if you guys want to call in and jump in on some of this, you can, or you could just listen to me go, because this is what I'm going to do. So we have a supernova. We have an explode. We have a type 2 supernova in progress. We are at the eye of the storm right now. And when a type 2 supernova, before it explodes and blows the shit out of everything, oops, excuse my language, it implodes. It sucks everything in, right? It's a vacuum. So I was watching Voltron this weekend with my kids. You know, it's a remake. Apparently Netflix has a lot of original programming. I've been kind of lazy and actually haven't watched Netflix. Finally watched Luke Cage. Whoop, whoop, Luke Cage. But we watched there's a new Voltron. They remade Voltron. Very good. Not the same as the original. My original will always take place, you know, has special place in my heart, but this was good. But there was a scene where, you know, you got the 5 lions and they have to try and the castle is a ship. So the ship is being, you know, driven into an exploding star, a supernova. And so I'm sitting here watching it. And I'm watching how it's just sucking everything in, right? It's just sucking in everything that it can. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter, you know, what the matter, you know, what it is. It's just sucking in everything. And that's like this political cycle that we're in, right? We're at this point now, you know, supposedly the Democrats are the good guys and the Republicans are the bad guys. The lines are blurred. And everybody's been sucked into this crap show, and we don't have a way out. And what's going to happen is, you know, someone's going to win, but really we're all going to lose. Because we have this duopoly, right? And we have this system that is dependent upon these two parties functioning a certain way, allegedly, presumably. You know, work with me here. We can argue, you know, the merits of whether or not the system should be that way, but we do. We have a system that is a certain way. And without one of them functioning, even in its dysfunctional manner that it's been functioning, you know, the Republicans have been functioning in a dysfunctional state for quite some time now. And now they are imploding. But the Democrats are trying to overcompensate. And by trying to overcompensate, we have a complete system that's being thrown out of whack. Now, here is where, you know, progressives who have decided they're going to stay within the party and do some work, or Green Party, or if you're, you know, PSL or Working World Party, or whatever your focus, if you're an independent, whatever your focus is. But if you have candidates that you are trying to organize and work with, there is a situation right now with less than 30 days to go where if you can get mobilized and engaged, we might really see some stuff happening, because people are pissed. People are disgusted with what's going on. You got Trump supporters protesting the RNC themselves. Like there's so much going on right now. Like, the field is now blown wide open. And the hubris, the Clinton campaign, everybody can say like, oh, well, clearly he's bad, he's awful, you have to get with us, you know. But I mean, that if you do that, that's fine. You know, do what you feel like you have to do to survive the end of the world, because we all have to make peace at the end of the day with what we do. But please believe that it is okay to define things on your own terms and fight for a better tomorrow. Isn't that what Rick and the Rickettes do on The Walking Dead? They sure are in some deep stuff all the time, but they find a way. I mean, besides the fact that we know the show that wasn't getting canceled, who really thought they were going to get out of Terminus alive? But they did. And they fought another day and found a safe haven until that got blown up to pieces. So, I mean, that's the beauty of humanity. We're not quite cockroaches, but we have a great way of surviving and making it through to the next time. I know. I'm on one tonight.